Today we celebrate St. Andrew the Apostle, the brother of Simon Peter. The opening prayer to the Mass reminds us that Andrew plays the preacher and pastor. In fact, all his life, we notice him doing this over and over again. Having met Jesus, having experienced him and tasted him, he expresses so generously and willingly and tells of what he has tasted to everyone. And it's so very evident that in Andrew's case, charity begins at home. He plays the preacher, pastor, and apostle in his own home to his own brother. Having met Jesus, we are told that he rushes home, finds his brother Simon and tells him, "We have found the Messiah." And he brings him to Jesus. And the rest is history. He plays an apostle to the Prince of Apostles, to the Vicar of Christ, to his own brother Andrew. At a later time, Jesus is in the desert. There is a multitude following him for more than 3 days, and they hang on to every word that falls from his lips. And by the end of the 3rd day, all the ration of food has been exhausted, and they are famished, hungry and thirsty. And just when the apostles want to send them away, Jesus would tell them, "Why don't you give them something to eat?" And when every apostle finds an excuse, a reason to send people away, Andrew alone would find a little boy with 5 loaves and 2 fish, and he would bring him to Jesus. And the rest is again history. Jesus would feed the 5,000 and more with those 5 loaves and 2 fish because of the mediation or the intervention by Andrew, who brings that little boy to Jesus. And again, a few weeks before the passion of Jesus, before his impending death, some Greeks come looking for Jesus. They want an interview. They want a meeting, an encounter. And they come to Philip, and Philip brings them to Andrew, and it is Andrew that leads them to the Lord. And so you notice how all his ministry life, he plays this role of a mediator. He sets himself as a bridge and invites people to cross over and reach Jesus. And then he joyfully collapses, inviting people to build bridges of their own, facilitating relationship with others and Jesus. Sisters and brothers, this is something every Christian is called to do by virtue of his baptism. To play an apostle, to play a missionary, to be a preacher, not just with words, but in action, to bring people to Christ. This is what I believe every couple should do, bring their partner to the Lord. This is what we want every parent to do, bring their children or child to the Lord to have an encounter. And so as we celebrate Andrew today, let's ask ourselves if you and I are playing Andrew, if we facilitate a relationship between Jesus and people that we know, between Jesus and people that have not heard of Jesus. Are we bearers of good news? Are we people that bring Jesus to the Lord? And incidentally, today is the 2nd day of novena to the feast of the Immaculate Conception. And we notice Mary doing this all her life, presenting Jesus to those that come looking for him, the shepherds, the magi, and then later in the temple to Simon and Anna, and eventually also at the wedding feast of Cana. And all that she would say is, do whatever he tells you. And so today, let's ask ourselves this question. Am I playing Andrew? Do I facilitate an encounter between people I know and Jesus?